you hear me with your ears and your hearts are not convinced. Jamaica, my word has come to judge both those who profess to be and are not. For in darkness you participate in evil and wickedness, and you spilled innocent blood. As Haiti has been rocked, so shall you be shaken.
Blessed the people. Welcome back to you all. So people, today we have good news and we have bad news. You get to me, people? Yeah man, so first I'm going to give you the good news. The good news is a prime piece of property over 1 acre in size, located at Albion in St. James, Montego Bay, is being sold for a mere $37 million. This property is basically 5 minutes outside of the town center of Montego Bay. You know what I mean, people? This property can be used as a commercial property. You know what I mean? A man can build a plaza, rent out the plaza, make money, as well as it can be used as a residential lot. You understand, people? So you understand what I talk about. Prime piece of land, 37 million Jamaican, very reasonable. I know it sounds interesting for all those persons out there who are looking to invest, and I mean buy a piece of property to invest, because you know Montego Bay is a tourist area same way. So even if a man put up a little guest house there, or you know what I mean, build up a house, him can get like a rental and so on, the Airbnb and so on and so forth. But now people, this leads me to the bad news. It was the home of Kevin Smith's Pathway International Kingdom and Restoration Ministries. It is the same location where the security forces interrupted and put an end to a bloody sacrificial ritual that was in progress back in 2021. Yes people, this is the same property where the cult pastor carry on his cultish rituals and extort him church members and go on with all kind of things. You get to me, people. Him used to have him animal, them and the property and so on. 1 acre land, big enough land, you know what I mean? But I know for a fact that a lot of persons who might have been interested in the initial part of this video are now having serious second thoughts, because that piece of property is a haunted place. You get to me, people? Nobody now gonna take their money when no one go on and buy the property. They just so. The average person not gonna buy it, especially so soon. A lot of crazy and outrageous activities were taking place on that night when the security forces entered that property and put an end to it. 3 persons ended up losing their life. You know what I mean? Kevin Smith himself, who was the leader of Pathway Ministries, or that is security, goes by the name of product, cut a female's throat in the church, and the female just sit down and make them cut her throat, kill her this song. Them kill another sick man that was there, you know what I mean? Him have him tube them in his chest and so on and so forth, and then pop out the tube them and make him stay ground and bleed out. Why the people them allow him to kill them is the fact that they believe he was God and that he was going to resurrect them from the dead. So you know what I mean? He told them that they would have to be born again. So they would die and he would bring them back to life. Kevin Smith himself also stabbed and shot another member of the church who was also someone close to him with an illegal gun. However, that other person did not die, but another one of Kevin Smith security attacked members of the security forces and was shot and killed. You understand, people? So a lot of crazy events unfolded at that same Pathway Ministries church, that same property that is being sold for $37 million. Personally, I would not think of purchasing that place. It has too many negativity attached to it. You understand, people? So no matter what type of business you put this on, you know, so a lot of persons are not going to come there to support the business because of the reputation that the location has. If it's a place where there's a villa and something should happen, if a man drop off one step and broke him foot, you hear say dopey push him off. If a man happen for walk and feel sick, you hear say dopey. So everything you hear are dopey, you see it? So that property there now go really have no value for right now. You get to mess people, unless somebody come in with a really good development plan and transform the entire area, dig it down flat and build up something from scratch, something very attractive to people, a very busy environment. Well, might be it work, but the average person not going to invest their money in that, because personally I would not do it. Just a reminder for those persons who are not certain about who Kevin Smith is. Kevin Smith was the founder and leader of the Pathways International Restoration Ministries, which was based in Montego Bay. Kevin Smith was a different kind of pastor, and I mean, Kevin Smith was the type of pastor who knew how to use psychology and people. Kevin Smith realized that a lot of persons out there wanted to believe in something, you know what I mean? So Kevin Smith is the one who came up with a plan to convince people that he can do healing. You know what I mean? It's easy for a man to do that, you know, because all them have to do is get some people from outer road, pay them a money to come to the church and pretend like say them sick, and then him pretend like him heal them. You know what I mean? Cripple man come to church and you see pastor make him walk back. Man with the dumb come to church, pastor make him talk. Man with the blind come to church, pastor make him see. Then them say seeing is believing. So a lot of persons believe in that. But the same saying says you are to believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. But you know what happened is that the word started to spread and people started to hear say the pastor is a very powerful man, and I mean him perform much miracles in front of people very highs. Because of that, him have full control over the people them. So him use the people them, him take away their money, him cause the members to take out life insurance and put him as the beneficiary on it. Him charge them a fee when them come church late. He belittle the members of the church, especially female. Him treat them bad. He was like a bully and an extortionist. And him have some man around him that him call security. And mostly some young boys him have live in place. You get him as a people. So he was that type of person who behaved like he was more of a Dan man then in the church. So back in 2021, what Kevin Smith did was convince members of the church that there was going to be a big flood, a tsunami, and they should come to the church, which he describes as the ark for rescue. And he said that those who are left outside of the ark will perish. So you know, all the members from his church was thinking that, well, this is the end of time now because the pastor says the end of time. So everybody take up them things and then run go to the church, you know what I mean? Everybody try to go in. You let in some people, he not let in some people. So a lot of craziness went on in the church, you know what I mean? He was asking people if them actually believe that him is God, you know what I mean? He was cursing and saying that a lot of persons had betrayed him and his God come back in the flesh and people are not giving him the glory and so on, you know what I mean? Some loyal members of his church was asked the question by him if they believe that he is God and Lord and Savior, and if they die he will bring them back to life. And as a result of that, the female said yes, she believe he is Lord and so on and so forth, and him call one of him security when him Rodock to come and cut her throat, and him just cut her throat in the church in front of everybody. Murder, you understand people? But she stayed there and volunteered to die. Another man who came to the church that was very sick wanted prayer and healing because he heard that he could heal people and so on. What he did was took the medical tubes that the man had in his body to assist him to get rid of the waste, you know what I mean, and assist him in breathing and so on. He removed all of that from the man and put him to life face down. That man died in the church also. You get me as a people. So it was a cruel act. He even shot one of the other members of the church in his back. You understand people? So this man was obviously a mad man on the loose. You understand people? And it is so sad that a lot of persons allow themselves to get caught up in his web. You know what I mean? He was like a spider. Him pull them in his web, him trap them, you know what I mean? Him slave them, take away them money, have them treat him like him a god, and so on and so forth. Then him kill them. After they had him as the only beneficiary on their life insurance, because this man was a man that is after money. Can you imagine if the police did not intervene and put an end to this thing? There and then people, what would have happened? Possibly those persons would have just been reported missing with no trace, because as you know, him don't control the people in the church already. So I don't like them I go walk and tell people say that did happen and that did happen. Or him I go tell or he's gonna convince other members of the church that, yeah man, I am going to bring them back as a butterfly, or I'm going to bring them back as a bird, a eagle, and so on. They get lots of people because he had so much control over their mental, you know what I mean? It is almost like this man could do no wrong for those people. You get what I say, people? But thank God for the swift intervention of the security force when they were alerted to what was transpiring at that location. You know, you have to give the security force them props when it comes to that. So people, personally, I would not look at that property, not even for a second. But you can give me your opinion. Would you purchase that property? If your answer is yes, give me a reason why you would purchase that property. You understand me as a people? Unless you plan for run a haunted house with tourists or come and you know say the place is a haunted place, seem like Rosal Great House. Unless you want to do something like that with the place. You get to me as a people? Yeah man. And you say alright, I'm going to run off a haunted house and people were brave enough from all about over the world. Go up there and if they sit up here, they sit up here. You know what I mean? But anyway people, that was my bit. You can like, share, subscribe. Peace.
Prepare yourself. For you are here this day hearing me. But you hear me with your ears and your hearts are not convinced. But what will come? That which is already set in motion. That which will come upon not only Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, and thereafter Haiti, and thereafter Florida, thereafter New York City, thereafter Los Angeles, and thereafter the world. Hear me and hear me well. It is a time of a great woe, and another 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 woe, and 7 woes have been declared against us. Hear me, people of the earth. The time has come when they that came down have said that they are taking revenge upon the heads of the sons of the divine one. Therefore they will expel us from the earth. Through the word of knowledge the Lord has perceived me to see. Untold thousands of people will be vaporized. Jamaica, your hour has come and now is. Your hour where you are being sieved. I stand in your altars and see that they are defiled. And so my word has come to judge both those who profess to be and are not. For in darkness you participate in evil and wickedness, and you spilled innocent blood. As Haiti has been rocked, so shall you be shaken. This is a sign that I've spoken. When this nation is shaken, the land will rent in a certain section, and it will rent a bridge. Massive bridge will collapse, and roads that have been built that are new will have 5 meters split in the distance that the land has been ripped from one to another. And you will know that the prophet has spoken, for this word has been declared over you, and it shall come to pass. And you will say, how can this be, that the mountain that was once stood before you is no more? But you will know that I, the Lord, declare it, and so it is established, that you will come to your knees and realize that I've called you to myself. But you have turned from me, from the path of truth and from the path of life. And you have turned to follow other gods, and you have turned to believe what they have spoken. I hold you in derision. But my people, I will walk with you through your dark hour. I will overshadow you, and I will keep you safe. If you trust me, I will not disappoint you, and I will not let you down. Walk before me.
On October 15, 2021, he urged followers to, quote, leave Babylon's system which is about to fall. On October 16, 2021, he started documenting on his Facebook page prophecies of planes falling from the sky and boats sinking. On Sunday, October 17, he posted a message on his Facebook page which stated, quote, all members of Pathways baptized under my hands only must be present at church on October 18, 2021. Instructions were also given that members' cell phones be switched off and left at home wrapped in aluminum foil. At about 7 on the evening of October 17, the police, acting on a report made by a member of the church, swooped down on the property.
A congregant here, a member of this church, who had been injured, apparently when she chose to disobey some instructions given to her by the leaders of this organization, reported to the police that she had been injured, and other information that led us to believe that the persons here were at risk. We're aware that 144 congregants had been told to come here, to meet here. And on responding to that report from the person who was injured and coming here, the first teams of police that arrived were shot at. And so they waited on reinforcements to come. We were very concerned that some form of ritualized killing was going to take place here. And so we did an entry. We found that there were a couple of people who had been injured by other members of the church. And we secured the premises, held the people. I think there were about some 14 children, was it? 14 children there. And we have 31 women now. So we see that as a rescue of these children, based on what we saw when we came in, that there are cult-like behaviors and cult-like a setup that we have seen here.
When everything settled, 3 persons were dead and 3 hospitalized. The pastor of the church, wearing very little, was handcuffed before being taken away. Members of the church, clad in white, were directed to climb into the back of trucks provided by the police before they were whisked away. Investigations are now underway into the death of 2 members within the sect, as well as the involvement of a policewoman reported to be a member of the church.
There was a policewoman here, and we are processing that as well.
Do you have any knowledge of any other members of the security forces that's a member of this congregation?
We're aware of a couple other people who may be a member of the congregation, based on what we're seeing inside and so on. And of course, more information is coming in because of what happened last night.
But what is known about Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries of Montego Bay and the man who heads it? A search on the internet revealed the following. Kevin Othniel Smith is the head of Pathways International, located in the heart of Montego Bay, St. James. He is reportedly a certified psychotherapist and counselor.